I'm the Potato Queen and I am on a mission to find the best way to make fries. Or if you're here in the UK, we actually call it a chip, which is far better, I think. I'm testing the most basic way to my classic intermediate method to trying an intense expert way of making the perfect chip. But which will come out on top? So I'm going to be cooking chips the expert way. This means we're going to need to give it extra time, extra love, extra effort, and just more of everything, basically. And this is what I think would be the expert way. We're going to start off by some lovely Maris Piper potatoes, nice and long and large. That's how we like them. And we're going to get them cut down into chips. Now, there's going to be quite a few steps in this. Like I said, it's expert, it's lengthy, it's putting all of the information we have about how to cook chips into one recipe. I'm going to go skin on, because I like a skin on chip. That's just a personal preference. Do what you like. And I'm going for finger-like. Yeah, finger-like. Finger thickness chips. So again, when it's expert, we're trying to keep them as even as possible. So take your time. That one's not, don't look at that. Take your time, make sure they're all nice and evenly chopped. Now, these are going to go into cold water just to wash off the starch, which is a step that a lot of chefs do. So these are going to sit in water until all that starch has dissolved into the water. It's no longer left on the chip. So the reason that a lot of chefs wash their potatoes is to remove the starch, which means that when you come to cook them, hopefully they'll cook more evenly because the sugars of the starch won't be there anymore on the outside. So cook more evenly, they get rid of a kind of starchy gummy texture and give you this better end result. Personally, it's never worked for me. I don't know what it is. Every time I've washed a chip, it's always come out worse than if I didn't. But it's an expert way. We're testing it, that's the whole point. With these expert level chips, we're going to leave them to soak for around half an hour, ideally probably an hour, probably even longer, but I ain't got time for that. I'm a busy woman. So half an hour, leave them to soak, and I'm going to give them a good rinse off. The expert chips have had their half an hour soak in cool, cool water. We're going to give them a good old wash and a rinse. I can't show you this because my sink area is full. That's what she said anyway. That's just some of the starch that's come off. I've just tipped them away, but that white stuff at the bottom is the starch. Some of that has already gone into the sink, but that's what we're getting rid of. Chippy chips are washed and ready to go, so now these are going to get parboiled, but expert, again, it's not just going to be plain water. We're going to elevate the flavours, get some extra bits in there, because we're going to be cooking these chips in animal fat. I think we can cook them in a little bit of animal stock as well. That sounds disgusting, but I mean chicken or beef. Again, it's just adding flavour. Unfortunately, it does come from an animal. For the water that we're going to cook these chips in, a bit of garlic, a chicken stock pot. Again, just adding a bit of flavour, bloody hell, that rosemary's big again. Rosemary, thyme, all the things that go really nice with potato is basically what we're getting into the water. Good, hefty, healthy amount of table salt. And then chips can go in. Again, with anything potato related, please start cooking them in cold water and bring it up to the boil. Get these on and we will get them parboiled. I was trying to think of a time that I'd give you, but I couldn't think off the top of my head how long we'd cook them for. So it's an anonymous time until they look right. And that's how the experts do it. Our expert level chips are officially parboiled. So we're just going to drain off the stock that they're cooking in, be careful. And I'm not going to actually let them drain through the colander, because if they start falling into this colander, they're going to start breaking up because they're nice and soft. So get as much liquid out as you can before they start falling. And then we're going to very carefully, one by one, lift them out of there onto a drying rack. With this stock, if you just give it a little try, make sure it's not too salty. You could use that as a base of a soup, of a sauce, or just keep it frozen in the freezer and you've got like really flavourful. Did we put chicken stock in this one? Chicken stock. And then you can just like throw that into whatever it is that you're cooking. So I'll keep that. You do want to be careful again when removing all of your chips because we don't want to break them. So expertly, one by one, get your chips out the pan. There's a couple of them that have broke. It's kind of inevitable. When that water's rolling and boiling, it kind of does happen. I think probably you could steam them and that would be even more expert level, but I don't have a steaming basket or anything. So, but then you're not going to get all the flavour of that lovely liquid that we've made. So peaks and troughs. Oh, you see, I was talking rubbish and forgot to be delicate. I'm absolutely sweating after that. I've had my face over a steaming pile of delicious juice. I've got the majority of the chips out. There's a couple of tiny little bits which I'll get out and probably eat anyway. And then what we're going to do, again, just another layer of taking time to make sure it's perfect, is I'm going to get tea towel over this. I'm going to leave it to steam dry and we're going to get them in the fridge and get them as cold as possible, potentially in the freezer for a little while before we start frying. Okay, expert level chips have been in the freezer for about an hour or so now. So they're partly frozen, they're super cold, which apparently is going to help them get nice and crispy because they're nice and dry and frozen and hard and all that sort of jazz. For this recipe as well, I'm going to be deep frying them in goose fat for that extra level of extravagance. So we've got some goose fat, it's up to 150, 155 degrees Celsius. So now I'm going to carefully drop in our lovely expert chips that are all different sizes. Expertly made by me. I'm going for flavour versus execution. We'll do them in batches, that's probably going to be about enough. Into hot goose fat. The goose fat stinks. It smells gross, but it will taste lovely. Just check in, we're still at about 100. I don't want it to go any over 160 degrees really. So that's dropped down a bit, which is good. Just be careful whenever you're frying something or deep frying on a hob, be careful. You don't want to overfill it. You don't want it to overflow because that's where you get like just hot fat everywhere. It isn't a vibe. Especially if you do it on gas. Can you imagine? We're at 154, that's fine. I'll just leave that as it is. I'm gonna give them around a minute, less than a minute, just to get a golden crisp, but without too much colour, but it's just, it crisps up the outside and just solidifies it, like shocks it into being crispy without it being completely goldenly cooked. Smells like a farmyard in here because of this goose fat, but I know they're going to taste good. And I'm sweating. So these have actually had about 2 minutes rather than 1 minute. But you see there's no colour, but they're getting this sharp, like crispy edge, which is what we want. I'm going to get them out and then just continue frying in batches on this first fry. And then we're going to do a second fry. Okay, so the chips have had their first fry, which is their second cook, and now we're going in for the second fry, which is actually the third cook. So we're going for the triple cooked chips. So now the goose fat is up to 180 degrees Celsius. So it's going to give it that gorgeous, golden, super crispy exterior. Right, so these have had less than a minute in this hot fat, and there you go. Gorgeously golden, crispy chips. And now I'm putting them onto paper just to drain off any of that excess fat. And we go again into batches. We're almost there. Last little batch, look at those. They do look good. They do look good. They sound good, they look good. Didn't smell great, but here we are. So these are out onto a little bit of blue roll or kitchen towel. And whilst they're hot, just give them a little sprinkle with salt so that that table salt sticks to them. We could go extra bougie with the crystals, but it doesn't stick to the chips as well. Okay, now it's time to get them plated up. These are the expert level chips, okay? So these are triple cooked. They've got delicious flavours in them. They're crunchy, they're crispy. Ooh! They look good. We're gonna go with this one. This one's got a good old crispy exterior. It looks like it's got a good crunch. Ooh! Right, they are super fluffy on the inside. You've got really crispy outside. I like the consistency of the colour that's on them as well. And they really do have some flavour. Damn! There's something about me that wants the expert ones to not be that good, but these are really good. You can really taste like the garlic and the herbs that we've put in there. And the goose fat seems to have worked a treat. They are a 9 out of 10 chip. That is a 9 out of 10 chip. Look at that. Oh, maybe 10 out of 10. No, stick to 9. For your intermediate chip recipe, now this is my go-to one and only chip recipe. It's got a few steps in there, but it's not major. To start off these chips, you're gonna need a potato, like a red skin potato or a Desiree potato. You can use a Maris Piper, but I found for continuity, the red skins seem to be a little bit easier. Get them cut down into their lovely chip shape and get them into cold salted water to come up to the boil. It's gonna take around 7 to 10 minutes until they're just falling off the end of a knife and they've still got a little bit of shape. Then you're gonna drain them out onto a tray if possible with a wire rack and then get a tea towel over. Leave them to steam dry for about 5 minutes. You're then gonna get a deep fat fryer on with some vegetable oil or sunflower oil, something neutral. If you haven't got a deep fat fryer, you can use a pan on the hob, but just be careful. You're gonna get that oil up to about 180 degrees Celsius and you're gonna fry off your chips in batches, probably for around 4 minutes or so until they are completely golden all the way around, and then you can remove them from the fat, drain them into some kitchen paper, season with salt, and then you can serve. And here they are. These are our intermediate chips. So simply done, one fry, but in there for a little bit longer to give that lovely golden crispiness. Got plenty of them as well. Look at these beauties. Oh, they look great. They look good. I do love a chip. These are nice and chunky. They've got a lovely colour to them. You can see that they're golden. They've got a nice crisp as well. Very simple, very kind of plain, but they should be delicious. Sometimes simplicity is the best way. Okay. That is good. That is just a really high standard of a simple chip. The crispiness is gorgeous. The fluffiness on the inside is great. Flavour-wise, it is plain. And I don't hate plain food, I love plain food, but there probably is a point where you could elevate that a little bit. These are very solid though. You'd be more than happy to eat a whole bowl of these. I'm gonna give these intermediate chips a 9 out of 10. That is a 9 out of 10. They're good, fluffy, crispy, delicious, and it's exactly what you want when you order a chip. Beginner chips, all right? So these are for convenience, ease, and speed. Now, this is taking me back to my childhood. It's these microwave chips, right? Frozen, you pop them in the microwave, they're done in like 2 minutes. You just peel the lid back and go, which I think is probably the easiest way to get chips on the table. So they're going in for 2 minutes. It's as easy as that. They look good. They look like frozen chips, I suppose. Let's see how they taste. All right, easy way of making chips. These were in the microwave for 2.5 minutes, something like that. They look the same as they did when they went in, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I think, you know, again, I'm the kind of chef that there's a place for everything, really, and sometimes convenience wins over quality. I'm going to give these a slight sprinkling of salt, to be fair. You don't get many, do you? Is that meant to be like is like one of them meant to be a portion? Let's try the 2.5 minute easy chip. Okay, that's not one. It doesn't, it's very hot, but it doesn't have like any sort of texture to it. It's very limp. It's fluffy though. Whew. That's hot. Now, I remember these from when I was younger, and for some reason I really liked them. I think now, maybe not so much. They taste a little bit like the box that they've come in. That is not a good chip. I'm so sorry. It's not very good. But in terms of the effort that you've put in, if you're just starving and you've got a box of them in the freezer, it's not that bad actually. I think in general, these will have to get a 2. I don't think they're very nice at all. That one's a bit raw. Inconsistently cooked, floppy, no texture, no flavour. And you don't get much in a box. It's going to be a 2 for the easy chip. Okay, here they all are. I think visually, we eat with our eyes, and this kind of speaks for itself, really, doesn't it? I mean, these don't look as appetizing, and these are the easy microwave chips. They're just not giving. They're not giving anything. Not giving anything. They're just there. I will eat them. Absolutely no problem about that. But these are definitely the lower ranking. And then what's quite surprising for me, actually, is that the expert and the intermediate have come in joint. I like both of these chips very much. I think they're really delicious. This one does pack a little bit more flavour in terms of the aromats that we've got in there, but I think that for the amount of time and effort, the intermediate ones also do exactly what you want them to do, which is a crispy, fluffy, golden chip. Right, well, I've been told off camera that I do have to pick a favourite between the intermediate and the expert. So let me just try, indulge myself, and let me just try it one more time, okay? Expert wins. Expert wins, hands down. Yeah, that's a 10. Maybe that is a 10 out of 10. The crisp on them is actually way more consistent. The flavour comes through better. Another win for the expert. Delicious.